The Jersey City Police Department hosted a community meeting at New Hope Missionary Baptist Church to discuss public safety. West District Captain Michael Kelly talked about the realities he was facing, including the training status of his rookie cops and the overall morale of all his officers in the wake of Melvin Santiago's death. Kelly also took questions from the crowd, including one about stop and frisk.
I want to know, what is your procedure when it comes to stop and frisking young African Americans and young Latinos and stuff like that? Because I saw something on West Side, it was just 3 or 4 days ago, and what I saw was about 6 cars. I don't know what, there was about 4 black boys in there. The cars come running down the street, then one got on the left side, and then you got one coming this way, and then one on the left side will run this way toward the other car like this, which hems in. So they all got out. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 policemen. And when they got out the car with their guns out. I looked at one thing while I was there. Boys put their hands up. The hands are going out the window like this, right? So now they take one boy out, put him up against the wall, spread his leg, search him and stuff. But they actually pulled the driver out, which he had both his hands out like that. Right. They actually pulled him out and slung him to the ground and put their knee in his back like that. So I'm saying to myself, if those guys hadn't done, I mean, if they've done something or whatever it is, but I'm looking at the procedure that was taking place at that time. Mm-hmm. So could you enlighten me with with that?
It's funny because myself and the deacon were speaking about an incident that just happened on his way here with respect to a young man, I don't know, like black, white, Spanish, okay, that was put up against a wall. These are all very, very delicate subjects to talk about. We are guided by one thing and one thing only. We are guided by what the law allows us to do. New York City, I just want you to understand this, New York City had a stop and frisk policy, okay? We don't have a stop and frisk policy. We are guided by the United States Constitution and the New Jersey State Constitution. And the incident that you're talking about may or may not have been lawful, based upon whatever the cops were told before they stopped that car. So if they stop a car because they have a caller on the line that says, you know, there's 3 African-American males in a gold-colored Chevy Malibu, and they're all armed, and I just saw them get in the car, and the caller's on the line with our dispatcher, and that dispatcher's telling these cops, then they have the right to do everything that you just said. Everything. Short of that, then it gets a little fuzzier, and a little fuzzier, and a little fuzzier. But at the end of the day, the question is very, it's simple, but it's difficult to determine. And it goes to what I just said to you about all these young cops. You know, it's our job to train them too. And that is this. In order to stop somebody and detain them, they need a reason.
At the end of the meeting, I asked Kelly about the shooting death of Lavon King by a Jersey City police officer, and whether street rumors that he was shot in the back and not the chest would affect the trust that was needed to be built with a section of the community associated with those causing crime.
I can't say anything, and that's a good thing, because I'm not involved in the investigation. The Hudson County Prosecutor's Office investigates that, and it may or may not be presented to a grand jury, which is representative of you all. And the facts cannot be hidden from a grand jury, cannot be hidden from the prosecutor, okay? I don't know, and I am not going to speculate on where the investigation is going. It would be totally inappropriate for me to do that. But I will tell you, over the years, police officers have been found guilty. Police officers have been duly charged and found guilty. And if the evidence suggests something different than what has been reported, it has to come out. It will come out, because we live in the United States of America. So That's about all I'm willing to say on that, because it would be inappropriate for me.
Whether the story is true or not, but more or less the sentiment within, within a population in the street that, is either, the problem that, they're causing the problems as far as crimes, or those people that are associated with them, friends or family. How do you deal with that sentiment, and how do you really, how do you address that as the captain of the West District, and, closing that distrust?
The last 2 weeks have been very difficult for us in the police department, and it is linked to that particular incident. So we have a cop that's dead that cops are not happy about. There's somebody in the community that's dead that family and friends are not happy about. And so there's an investigation going on in both cases that the police have nothing to do with, either case. Melvin Santiago's investigation or Lavon King. And so there is an independent arbiter of facts. Those facts have to be released in both instances. So as far as the police officers in the West District, for the last 2 weeks, I don't think I've been home more than 24 hours or 2 weeks. And I've been there to listen and talk to these cops. And I implore them to fall back on their professionalism and the fact that the community needs them. And then you are always invited to come to my roll calls. I don't make it up. Doris will tell you, Chico's been there. I talk to them from the heart on a regular basis about the people that they are sworn to protect. And just like Reggie just told me, and this lady implored me to be even more emphatic, and I will be, but I promise you I am. And the cops need empathy and compassion from me, and so does the community. And again, it's a balancing act. But as far as those investigations are concerned, those facts are coming out. Whether we like it or we don't like it, those facts are coming out. So that's about all I'm prepared to say about Lavon King or Police Officer Santiago.
I'm Michael Shern with Hudson County View, the eye of the community.